A yellowed letter found in a lobster trap shattered my summer. Eldrick, 62, retired fisherman, faces a secret that could unravel 40 years of family. Salty air and festival music mask the sting of betrayal in Rockland's glow. This letter holds a truth that might break us or heal us through forgiveness. Unlike tales of revenge, our story seeks empathy, rebuilding family bonds. What secrets have you uncovered? Join us to discover if love can mend what's torn. Share your story below. The sun dips low over Rockland, Maine, painting the harbor gold. Festival banners snap in the July breeze, their red and blue edges frayed from years of Maine summers. The air carries salt and lobster steam mingling with the distant hum of parade music. My cottage porch creaks under my boots, its faded blue shutters rattling softly. Lobster traps stacked like old promises clutter the corner, their ropes weathered as my hands. I'm Eldrick, 62, a retired fisherman who thought he knew his life's catch until today. I sit on the wicker chair, the same one Maris and I shared 40 years ago, watching gulls wheel above. The Maine Lobster Festival kicks off tomorrow, July 30th, 2025, and Rockland's alive with prep tents rising, locals laughing. But I'm alone, the kind of alone that gnaws deeper than a winter storm. Maris is out there organizing her smile, lighting up the harbor. Thane, our son, hasn't called in months. Leora, our daughter, texts, but keeps her distance. Family's supposed to be an anchor, but mine's drifting. I reach for a trap to tidy the mess, my fingers brushing something odd, a folded paper wedged in the slats. My heart skips like it did when I first saw Maris in '85, her hair catching the sun. I tug the letter free, its edges yellowed, ink smudged. The handwriting's hers, but the words hit like a rogue wave, Thane and Leora. Not his. I can't tell him. My hands tremble, the trap clattering to the porch. Shock coils in my gut, cold as the Atlantic. Not mine, the kids I raised, taught to bait traps, hugged through storms, not mine. How could she keep this? I think, staring at the letter. 40 years, and this. The festival music swells, a cruel contrast to the silence in my chest. I see Maris in my mind, young, laughing as we danced at this very festival. Was it all a lie? I grip the trap, its rough wood grounding me, a symbol of my life, built to hold, now holding secrets. My breath steadies, but questions churn. Why hide this? Who's the father? I fold the letter, tucking it in my jacket, my resolve hardening like barnacles. I need answers, but not tonight. Tonight I sit with the truth's weight alone. Maris, I whisper, testing her name. It tastes like salt and regret. The porch light hums, casting shadows on the traps. I think of Thane's lawyer, Suits. Leora's nurse scrubs my kids no matter what this letter says. But what's she hiding? The question burns a cliffhanger in my bones. I lean back, the chair creaking, and let the festival's distant cheer mock my solitude. Loneliness isn't new to folks my age. 25% of us over 65 feel it. They say worse in a world of apps and screens I can't navigate. But this cuts deeper. Can love survive secrets? I wonder, my reflection turning to forgiveness, a lesson I'm not ready for. Honesty's the first step, but it's a jagged one. I'll face Maris not with anger, but with questions. For now, I focus inward, letting the sea's rhythm calm me. The festival banners flutter, Maine's summer heart beating on. I touch the trap again, its weight a memory of who I was, a father, a husband, a man who believed in his family. Whatever comes, I'll hold on. The Maine Lobster Festival bursts open like a summer storm, Rockland's harbor alive with color and clamor. Tents line the waterfront, their canvas flapping in the July breeze, redolent with lobster steam and butter. Parade music, brassy horns, and snare drums pulses through the crowd, mingling with shouts of vendors hawking lobster rolls. It's July 30th, 2025, and the sun burns high, glinting off the bay, where boats bob like corks. I'm Eldrick 62, trudging through the festival's heart, my boots scuffing gravel. Yesterday's letter, that jagged truth about Thane and Leora not being mine, sits heavy in my jacket pocket. But I'm here for Maris, for family, for something to hold on to. The crowd's a sea of faces, kids with painted cheeks, old-timers swapping tales of 80s halls. I weave past a stand, the scent of lobster rolls, a Maine staple, tugging at memories of picnics with Maris Thane and Leora. My chest tightens. Not mine. The thought's a hook in my gut, but I push it down. Maris is up ahead, her silver hair catching sunlight as she directs volunteers. She's 60, still a force her laugh carrying over the din. I want to ask about the letter, but her smile, that old anchor, stops me. Eldrick, she calls, waving me over. Help me with these banners, will you? I nod, joining her at a tent. The banner reads, Maine Lobster Festival 2025, Our Big Day. Her words echo big day. Is that what the letter's tied to? I grip the rope, my hands rough from years at sea, and pull. Big day, huh? I say, testing. Your grand finale. Maris grins, tying a knot. The closing ceremony's my pride, Eldrick. Whole town together like family. Her eyes flicker a shadow passing. Family. The word stings, and I feel it not good enough, never enough to keep them close. Thane's in Boston hasn't called since spring. Leora's here, but her texts are short, her visits rare. I'm a ghost in my own life, sidelined while Maris shines. Leora appears, her nurse's energy bright but strained. Dad? You made it, she says, hugging me quick. Her smile's forced, like she's hiding something. I glance at Maris, who's chatting with a local, her laugh a melody I've loved for decades. What's she not telling me? The parade music swells, horns blaring, and it jars me, amplifying the distance between us. I stand there invisible as Maris and Leora move through the crowd, their ease a wall I can't breach. Loneliness creeps in, the kind that hits folks my age hard. 25% of us over 65. They say adrift in a world that's moved on. Need a hand? Dad? Leora asks, catching my stare. I shake my head, forcing a grin. Just taking it in, I lie. She nods, but her eyes dart to Maris, a silent exchange I can't read. What's going on? I think the letter burning against my chest. I pull out my phone to text Thane, but the festival app, some newfangled thing, freezes. Darn phones, I mutter, fumbling. A kid nearby snickers, and I feel older, smaller, left behind. Leora laughs softly, squeezing my arm. You'll get it, Dad. Will I? I wonder, my thoughts turning inward. Family's supposed to bind you, but mine's unraveling. Thane's absence gnaws. Why's he really gone? Is it tied to Maris's secret? I watch her now, radiant, the festival's queen. I'll ask her tonight. I resolve dialogue, my only way forward. Compassion stirs too. She's carried this secret alone. The crowd cheers as a float passes, draped in nets, and for a moment I feel the festival's warmth. Maine's heart beating strong. But my question lingers, a cliffhanger. Why's Thane staying away? Connection's what I crave. I reflect, my heart heavy with the need for family bonds. At my age, legacy's everything, knowing you mattered. The festival's joy surrounds me. But I'm an island yearning for the anchor of my wife, my kids. I'll hold on, ask the hard questions, because family's worth it. The parade music fades, and I step forward ready to face what's next. The Maine Lobster Festival hums like a living thing, its pulse beating through Rockland's harbor. It's July 30th, 2025, late afternoon, and the parade's in full swing. Floats draped in nets and lobster traps roll past my cottage, their creaking wheels drowned by brassy band music and cheering crowds. Maine pride shines in every banner, every painted buoy swaying in the summer breeze. The air's thick with salt and grilled corn, but my stomach churns the letter in my pocket, heavier than a full trap. I'm Eldrick 62, a retired fisherman caught in a net of doubt. Maris's words, Thane and Leora. Not his echo, and I'm here steps from her searching for truth. I stand by the cottage fence, its peeling paint rough under my fingers, watching the parade. Kids wave flags, locals clap, but I'm an outsider, loneliness gnawing like a winter gale. 25% of folks my age feel this, they say, stranded in a world that's all noise and no anchor. Maris is across the street, her silver hair glowing as she adjusts a float's banner. Leora's beside her, her nurse's poise fraying, her voice sharp. I strain to hear over the parade's blare horns and drums that rattle my bones, triggering unease. Their arguing words slicing through the festive din. Thane's not coming. Mom. Leora snaps her hands on her hips. You can't keep pretending everything's fine. Maris stiffens. Her smile. Gone. Don't start, Leora. He's busy. You know that. Busy. Leora's voice rises, cutting through the crowd. Or avoiding us. You're hiding something and it's tearing us apart. I freeze my heart, thudding. Hiding something. The letter burns against my chest. Its ink a brand. I step closer, gravel crunching, and Maris's eyes meet mine wide with panic. Eldrick, she says, forcing a laugh. Enjoying the parade? What's this about? Thane, I ask. My voice low, steady, but my hands shake. The parade noise surges a trumpet's wail, amplifying the tension, like the sea before a storm. Leora looks away, her jaw tight. But Maris steps forward, her face a mask. Nothing's wrong, she says too quick. Just family talk. Family talk. I press the letter's weight, urging me on. Like what you wrote in that letter. About Thane and Leora. Her face pales, and for a moment the festival fades. Crowds, music, all of it gone. You're a fool, Eldrick, she snaps, her voice sharp as a gutting knife. Always digging where you shouldn't. The word fool hits like a slap, and I flinch, trust cracking like ice underfoot. Hurt floods me raw and cold, the kind that makes you question 40 years of love. Leora gasps, reaching for Maris, but I'm already stepping back, my boots heavy on the gravel. Eldrick, wait, Leora calls, but I shake my head, turning toward the cottage. The parade's noise roars, mocking my retreat, each horn, a reminder of the distance between us. What's she hiding? I think the question a splinter in my mind. Thane's absence, Leora's anger, Maris's panic, they're pieces of a puzzle I can't solve. Not yet. I need to talk to demand answers, but my heart's too bruised for it now. Dialogue's my path, but it's a rocky one. Inside, I slump in the kitchen, the festival's din muffled by the walls. The letter sits on the table, a silent accuser. Honesty's supposed to bind us, I reflect, but it's tearing us apart. Family bonds are my anchor, but they're fraying, and I'm adrift. Loneliness stings sharper here than at sea, where storms were honest. I picture Maris's face, her snapped words, and wonder if trust can survive this. I'll confront her. I vow dialogue my only way forward. But the question lingers a cliffhanger. Will I face her now, or wait? Trust is a fragile thing. I think my heart heavy with the need for truth. At my age, you want to know your life meant something, that your family's real. The parade's noise fades, but my unease doesn't. I'll hold on, ask the hard questions, because family's worth fighting for. The cottage creaks, and I wait ready for what's next. Truth hurts, but it heals. That's the lesson I'm learning tonight, though. It cuts like a knife. I'm Eldrick, 62, standing in my Rockland cottage kitchen, the Maine Lobster Festival's lanterns casting a warm glow through the windows. It's July 30th, 2025 evening now, and the sea breeze carries the scent of salt and grilled lobster, but inside the air's thick with tension. The letter Maris's confession that Thane and Leora aren't mine lies on the table, its words a storm I can't outrun. Her calling me a fool at the parade hours ago still stings, and I'm done waiting for answers. I need the truth, however jagged. The kitchen's small, its pine walls worn from years of laughter and arguments. Festival lights flicker outside Maine's warmth, mocking the cold in my chest. Maris stands by the sink, her silver hair loose, her hands gripping a dish towel like a lifeline. She's 60, my anchor for 40 years, but now I don't know her. Maris, I say, my voice gravelly. We need to talk. About the letter. Her eyes widen, the towel slipping. Eldrick, I know lies. I cut in, holding up the letter, its yellowed edges trembling in my hand. You wrote this? Thane and Leora. Not mine. Say it. My heart races, shock coiling tight, an emotional hook that grips me as fiercely as it will anyone who's ever feared betrayal. Seniors know this fear, losing the life you built, your legacy. Maris's face crumples, and she sinks into a chair. It's true, she whispers, voice breaking. They're not yours. I had an affair years ago. The words hit like a rogue wave shock, crashing over me, followed by sadness so deep it drowns. Not mine. The kids I taught to fish, whose nightmares I soothed someone else's. My hands shake, the letter falling to the floor. Why I choke out, leaning against the counter. Why hide it? I was scared, she says, tears spilling. You were always at sea, Eldrick. I was lonely, young, stupid. He was a summer worker gone by fall. I wanted to tell you, but you loved them so much. Her voice cracks, and I'm pulled into a flashback, 1987, Thane toddling on the dock, his tiny hand in mine as I showed him a lobster's claw. His giggle pure, and mine fills my mind. Was it all a lie? Loved them, I snap, voice rising. I raised them, Maris, 40 years, and you let me believe I stop. My throat tight. Loneliness surges, the kind that haunts folks my age, 25% of us over 65 adrift, when family's all you've got. This betrayal cuts deeper, isolating me in my own home. I want to scream, but dialogue's my only path, the solution I cling to even now. You're right, Maris sobs, reaching for me. I was wrong, but I thought it'd break us. I'm sorry, Eldrick. Her hand hovers, but I step back, the floor creaking under my boots. Sadness weighs me down, heavy as a full trap. I see Leora in my mind, her nurse's compassion. Thane's lawyer, grit my kids no matter whose blood. But this truth, it's a wound I can't bind. Leora's voice breaks the silence, soft from the doorway. Dad. Mom. I heard. She's 32, her face, pale eyes red. I've been helping Mrs. Carter, my patient she passed today. I couldn't say, but this. She gestures at us, voice trembling. Her caregiving stress, a mirror to my pain, deepens the ache. Seniors know this burden, carrying others while your own heart breaks. Enough, I say, my voice a growl. I grab my jacket, the letter crumpled in my fist, and storm out the door, slamming behind me. A signature moment, the sound echoing like my shattered trust. The festival lanterns sway their glow, a cruel contrast to my darkness. Can I forgive her? The question hangs a cliffhanger sharper than any hook. I walk into the night, the sea's rhythm, my only comfort. Truth's supposed to heal, I reflect my boots crunching gravel. Positive justice demands it, but it's a bitter pill. Family bonds are my anchor, but they're frayed, and I'm lost. I picture Maris's tears, Leora's grief, and wonder if honesty can mend us. Dialogue's my next step, but the pain's too raw. I'll face her, but not tonight. For now, I'm alone, seeking the strength to hold on. The Maine Lobster Festival pulses under a midday sun, Rockland's harbor a kaleidoscope of color and sound. It's July 31st, 2025, and the Midway bustle's tents sag with the weight of lobster steam kids dart through ring toss games and fiddles weave through laughter. The bay sparkles, boats bobbing like toys, but my heart's heavy as a storm anchor. I'm Eldrick 62, a retired fisherman reeling from Maris's confession last night. Thane and Leora, my kids aren't mine. Her words, an affair years ago, echo, leaving me adrift in sadness. I walk the Midway boots, scuffing dirt, the letter crumpled in my pocket, seeking something to hold on to. The crowd's a blur, locals bartering for crab cakes, tourists snapping photos of festival games, Maine's community vibe alive and warm. But loneliness clings, the kind that haunts folks my age. 25% of us over 65, lost in a world too fast, too loud. Last night's fight? Maris's tears, my slammed door, they weigh me down. I see her in my mind, broken in our kitchen, and wonder if we can mend. Then I spot Leora, her nurse's scrubs swapped for a festival t-shirt, her dark hair tied back. She's at a booth handing out ribbons for a charity run. Her smile bright, but strained. She sees me, waves me over. "Dad," she says, voice soft. "You look like you're carrying the ocean." Her eyes, sharp as a gull's, read my pain. I shrug, leaning against the booth, the wood warm under my palms. Rough night, I mutter the letter's truth too raw to share. Leora sets down a ribbon, her hand brushing mine. "I heard you and Mom," she says, voice low. "I don't know everything, but we need to talk, all of us. Let's do it here tomorrow after the lobster bake. Family together." Her words spark hope, a fragile flame in my chest, the emotion I've been chasing. "Dialogue's our way forward," she's saying, and I want to believe her. This is the action, the CA model's core, but the subtext, her worry, my doubt, hovers like fog. "Talk," I ask, voice rough. After what she did, Leora nods firm. "She's hurting too, Dad." I see it. I've been with patients who hide pain, Mrs. Carter, before she passed. Mom's carrying something heavy. Give her a chance. Her compassion, a lesson in itself, softens me. I think of Maris alone in our cottage, and a flashback hits 1995. Me gone for weeks, fishing Maris, waiting on the dock, her smile fading. Was that when she strayed? My absence, a seed of her loneliness, stings a hint of my own fault I can't yet face. "You're right," I say, swallowing hard. "Let's try. Tomorrow." Leora smiles real this time and pins a blue ribbon to my jacket, its silk cool against my chest. For hope, she says, her touch a signature moment, kindling warmth in my heart. The ribbon's a symbol tying us to family bonds, a value I cling to. The festival's fiddles rise their melody weaving through the crowd, and for a moment I feel less alone, hope flickering like a lighthouse beam. But doubt lingers the subtext in our talk. Can words heal this rift? I nod at Leora, promising to show up, but my thoughts churn. Thane's absence. Maris's secret. Will they come clean? The Midway's joy surrounds me. Kids cheering at a game. But I'm still an island, loneliness, a shadow. Thanks, kid, I say, squeezing Leora's shoulder. She hugs me quick and fierce, and I hold on, needing her strength. Compassion can bridge us, I reflect, watching Leora return to her booth. Family bonds are frayed, but not broken, and her pleas a lifeline. Seniors know this hope, the need to reconnect before it's too late. I finger the ribbon, its promise grounding me. Dialogue's my next step, a solution I trust. But the question looms a cliffhanger. Will this talk heal us or break us more? I walk on the festival's warmth, a faint comfort ready to face tomorrow. The Maine Lobster Festival glows under a twilight sky, Rockland's harbor a canvas of light and shadow. It's July 31st, 2025. Dusk, and the festival's heart beats strong. Fireworks crackle overhead, their bursts painting the bay in red and gold, a Maine spectacle that draws gasps from the crowd. I'm Eldrick 62, standing by the harbor's edge. The sea's murmur blending with the festival's roar. Maris's confession. Thane and Leora aren't mine. Still burns, but Leora's plea for a family talk tomorrow offers a flicker of hope. The letter's in my pocket, a weight I can't shake, and I'm here alone seeking clarity before facing them. The harbor's alive locals share lobster bisque kids chase sparklers, their laughter sharp against the tide's rhythm. But loneliness lingers a shadow for folks my age, 25% of us over 65, adrift in a world too bright, too fleeting. Maris is at the festival stage, organizing her silver hair catching firework glow. I haven't spoken to her since our fight. Her tears a memory I can't unsee. Thane's absence gnaws. Why's he in Boston dodging us? I need answers, and dialogue's my path. Leora's words echoing family together. I wander to a quiet dock away from the crowd, my boots thudding on weathered planks. The fireworks boom their light, flickering on a pile of old nets by a bench. Something catches my eye. A folded paper, tucked in the netting, its edges crisp, unlike Maris's yellowed letter. I pull it free, my pulse quickening. It's Thane's handwriting, dated last year. Mom, I know about Dad. I won't tell him. It'd break him. I'm staying away to keep the peace. Shock hits like a squall, my breath catching. This is the letter. Reveal the twist that shifts everything. Thane knew Maris's secret and protected her not out of shame, but loyalty. My hands tremble, clutching the letter, a signature moment that freezes me, the festival's joy fading to a hum. He knew. My mind reels, shock giving way to empathy. Thane, my boy, carrying this weight to spare me. I sink onto the bench, the silent scene unfolding. As I stare at the sea, its waves a mirror to my churning thoughts. A memory surfaces, 2008. Thane, 22, helping me mend a boat, his quiet nod when I called him son. He knew even then, yet stayed close, his love unspoken. The fireworks crackle jars me, but it's Thane's sacrifice that cuts deep, his distance now. A shield, not a rejection. Why Thane? I whisper voice, lost in the tide. Family bonds, the value I hold, feel both broken and fierce. His loyalty ties him to us, despite the truth. I pull out my phone, fingers clumsy, and dial his number. Dialogue my only way forward. It rings my heart pounding, but he doesn't answer. What'll he say when we talk? The question's a cliffhanger, sharp as a hook. I grip the letter, its words a bridge to him, but doubt creeps in. Can I forgive his silence, Maris's lie? Loneliness stings worse in this festival. Glow, where families laugh, and I'm alone with secrets. Seniors know this ache. The fear your life's work, your family might slip away. The fireworks fade, their sparks drifting like my thoughts. Forgiveness starts with understanding. I reflect, my heart softening toward Thane. His choice, painful as it is, was love, and that's a start. I stand tucking the letter beside Maris's and face the festival, its lights a faint promise. Tomorrow's talk looms, and I'll seek answers, not vengeance, because family's worth it. The Maine Lobster Festival burns bright under a star-flecked sky. Rockland's harbor, a stage for its grandest night. It's July 31st, 2025, and fireworks explode overhead, their booms echoing off the bay, each burst a kaleidoscope of red, blue, and gold, a Maine summer tradition that pulls cheers from the crowd. I'm Eldrick 62, a retired fisherman standing alone on a grassy knoll overlooking the harbor, the festival's glow a cruel mirror to the darkness in my heart. Maris's confession that Thane and Leora aren't mine cuts deep, and Thane's letter revealing he knew and stayed silent to protect her has left me unmoored. Leora's plea for a family talk tomorrow offers a lifeline, but tonight I'm drowning in sadness, feeling abandoned by the family I built. The harbor's alive, locals share lobster rolls under twinkling lanterns. Kids wave glow sticks, their laughter sharp against the tide's whisper. The air smells of gunpowder and salt, but I'm numb, my boots sinking into the grass. Loneliness wraps me tight, a shadow that haunts 25% of folks over 65. Worse in moments like this when joy surrounds you but doesn't touch you. The fireworks crackle is a sound as trigger, each boom mocking my solitude, amplifying the ache of being left behind. Maris is at the festival stage, her voice faint as she thanks volunteers. Thane's in Boston, silent. Leora's with the crowd, her ribbon on my jacket, a fragile hope I can't yet grasp. I slump against a weathered fence, the wood rough under my palms, and let the inner monologue pour out a torrent of pain that's the heart of this night. I'm abandoned, I think, my voice breaking in my mind. 40 years, I gave them everything, sleepless nights, mending nets, teaching Thane to fish, bandaging Leora's scraped knees. I was their father, blood or not, but they let me live a lie. Maris hid it. Thane knew, and now I'm nothing. Tears sting my eyes hot and unbidden as the fireworks flare their light, catching the damp on my cheeks. Did I ever matter to them? The question is a knife carving out the fear every senior knows being forgotten, your legacy erased. The crowd cheers oblivious, and I feel smaller, a ghost in my own story. A memory surges, 990. Thane's 5th birthday. His grin as I lifted him to see the festival's lights. "You're my hero, Dad," he said, and I believed it. Now I'm no one's hero, just a fool, as Maris said. The fireworks' booms shake my chest, each one a reminder of the family I thought was mine. They abandoned me to this truth. I think sadness so thick it chokes. Maris chose her secret Thane, his silence. Leora, her distance. What's left? My hands clench the ribbon's silk, a faint comfort, but it's not enough. I want to run to leave Rockland, but where would I go? This is home, broken as it is. Then a lighter moment breaks through a tech struggle that pulls me from the edge. I fumble with my phone trying to join a festival Zoom for the firework finale, some new tradition I don't understand. The screen freezes and I mutter, "Darn thing." A nearby teen snickers, and I chuckle despite myself, the sound rusty but real. It's a small relief, a nod to the digital world that baffles seniors like me, but it grounds me, reminding me I'm still here, still fighting. I look up the fireworks, dimming their sparks, drifting like my thoughts. Can I find hope in this? The cliffhanger lingers unanswered as the crowd thins. Family bonds, the value. I cherish, are frayed, but not gone. Thane's loyalty, Lyora's plea, even. Maris's tears show they care in their flawed way. I need to focus on myself, find resilience to face tomorrow's talk, a solution that feels like a lifeline. The festival's glow fades, but the sea's rhythm holds steady, a promise of strength. Resilience is all I've got left. I reflect, wiping tears as I stand. Forgiveness is a distant shore, but I'll sail toward it because family's worth the storm. Seniors know this fight to keep going when love hurts to hope when you're alone. I touch the ribbon, its promise a spark in the dark, and walk toward the festival's dying light, ready for what's next. The main lobster festival hums softly now, its fervor fading as midnight nears. It's August 1st, 2025, and Rockland's harbor lies still, the sea, a dark mirror under a crescent moon. I'm Eldrick 62, sitting in my cottage's living room, the pine walls glowing faintly from a single lamp. The festival's music is a distant murmur replaced by the sea's steady breath through an open window. Maris's confession that Thane and Lyora aren't mine still stings, and Thane's letter revealing his protective silence has shifted my anger to empathy. Lyora's call for a family talk tomorrow looms, but tonight I'm lost in the past, seeking Maris's heart to understand her betrayal. The room's cozy, cluttered with memories, framed photos of Thane and Lyora as kids, a lobster trap coffee table, its ropes frayed like my nerves. Loneliness clings, a quiet ache for folks my age. 25% of us over 65 feeling the world slip away. After last night's fireworks, my tears for feeling abandoned, I'm raw, searching for answers in the silence. Maris is asleep upstairs, her absence a weight. I haven't faced her since our fight, her fool cutting deep. But Thane's loyalty makes me wonder what drove her to that affair. I lean back in the armchair, its creak familiar, and close my eyes. A flashback pulls me under, vivid as the sea. 1985. Our first summer married Maris, waiting on the dock as my boat sailed out for weeks. Her smile bright, then faded with each trip, her letters hinting at loneliness I ignored. "Come home soon, Eldrick," she wrote. But I was chasing halls, leaving her to the empty cottage. The memory shifts to 1987. Maris pregnant with Thane. Her smile gone, her eyes distant. A summer worker, she said, a fleeting mistake. I see her now, young, alone, her joy dimming, a motif repetition of that fading smile, tying past to present. Empathy wells up a tide I can't stop. She was lonely like me now, and I was gone. How did I miss it? I think sadness settling like fog. The sea's murmur through the window is a lullaby, but it can't soothe this ache. I open my eyes, the lamp casting shadows on a photo, Maris and me, 1990, at the festival, her smile forced. Maine life, with its lobster traps and long winters, shaped us, but my absences left her adrift. Compassion stirs a lesson hard learned she erred, but so did I, neglecting her heart. Family bonds the value. I hold demand. I see her pain, not just mine. I stand moving to the window, the sea's dark expanse stretching beyond. My reflections faint, a weathered man seeking answers. Will I understand her? The cliffhanger hangs unanswered as the festival's last notes fade. I think of tomorrow's talk. Leora's ribbon in my pocket, a promise of hope. But tonight I focus inward, a solution that grounds me. The past can't change, but my heart can, seeing Maris's loneliness mirrors my own, a shared sorrow that softens my anger. Compassion heals what time can't. I reflect my gaze on the sea, a signature moment of wistful clarity. Seniors know this love's mistakes hurt, but understanding mends. Family bonds are frayed, but not lost, and Maris's pain is a thread I can follow. I touch the photo, her faded smile, a call to forgive, and sit again ready for tomorrow's truth. The cottage creaks, the sea whispers, and I wait stronger for seeing her heart. Family bonds drive sacrifice. That's the lesson I'm grappling with tonight, standing in the heart of the Maine Lobster Festival. It's August 1st, 2025. Evening, and Rockland's harbor pulses with life. The festival stage looms ahead, draped in banners proclaiming Maine pride, its wooden planks creaking under the weight of a cheering crowd. Lanterns sway in the summer breeze, casting a golden glow over locals, savoring lobster rolls, their laughter mingling with a fiddler's tune. I'm Eldrick 62, my boots planted in the grass, heart pounding as I face Maris. Her confession, Thane and Leora aren't mine, shattered me, but Thane's loyalty and her past loneliness seen last night softened my anger. Leora's call for a family talk tomorrow looms, but now Maris's speech is my chance to understand her heart. The crowd's a sea of faces, but loneliness still nips at me a shadow for 25% of us over 65, even in this festival's warmth. Maris stands on the stage, her silver hair catching the lantern light, her voice steady as she thanks the town for another year. I'm close enough to see her hands tremble, clutching a photo frame, Our Family 1995, smiling by the docks. It's a symbolic object, a beacon of the bonds I thought defined us. Last night's flashback showed her loneliness my fault in part, but why hide the truth so long? I need answers, and dialogue is my path. She finishes applause, rising, and steps down, spotting me. The crowd parts, eyes darting. Locals sense the drama. Eldrick, she says, voice low. You came. Her eyes red-rimmed betray her calm, and I feel a flicker of hope, the emotion I chase tonight. We need to talk. I say, voice rough but firm. No more running. Maris nods, clutching the photo tighter, and leads me to the stage's edge, away from prying ears. I owe you the truth, she says, her voice breaking. I didn't hide it to hurt you. I kept it to protect you, your love for Thane and Leora. If you knew, I feared you'd pull away, and they'd lose you. Shock hits like a breaker wave. This is the twist, her motive, not shame but love, shielding my bond with them. My breath catches the photo in her hands, a testament to her sacrifice, her voice trembling as she pleads, a signature moment that shifts my heart. The crowd's chatter fades, and it's just us, raw and real. You thought I'd leave them, I ask, stunned, my hands clenching. Maris, they're my kids, blood or not. I know, she sobs, tears glinting under the lanterns. But I saw you with them teaching Thane to sail, reading to Leora. You were their father in every way. I couldn't risk that. I'm so sorry. Her words, a dialogue thread, weave compassion through my pain. Her love for our family bonds undeniable. I see her fear, her choice to carry guilt alone, and hope stirs a light in the storm. Seniors know this, sacrificing for love, hoping it's enough. I reach for the photo, our fingers brushing its frame warm from her grip. You should have trusted me, I say softly, my voice thick. But I see why now. Her eyes meet mine, hopeful, and I nod a small gesture of understanding. The fiddler's tune swells a melody of possibility, but reconciliation's not complete. Can we heal fully? The cliffhanger lingers heavy as the tide. Loneliness eases in her presence, her sacrifice a bridge across my isolation. The festival stage, a symbol of Maine's pride, frames this moment, our truth laid bare. I think of Leora's ribbon, Thane's letter urging me forward. We'll talk tomorrow, I say. Dialogue. Our solution, all of us. Maris squeezes my hand, a spark of connection in the dark. Love drove her silence. I reflect, my heart softening with compassion. Family bonds are a sacrifice worth making, a lesson etched in her tears. Seniors feel this love's weight, its hope for unity. The photo's a promise, and I hold it ready for tomorrow's truth together. The Maine Lobster Festival roars with life. Rockland's harbor a riot of color and sound. It's August 2nd, 25, afternoon, and the grand parade snakes through the streets, floats draped in nets and lobster traps rolling past cheering crowds. Maine festivity shines banners, wave kids clutch balloons, and the air's thick with grilled lobster and salt. I'm Eldrick 62, standing by a festival float, my heart a stormy sea. Maris's confession that Thane and Leora aren't mine shook me, but her motive to protect my bond with them and Thane's loyal silence revealed yesterday shifted my anger to hope. Today's the family talk, Leora urged, and Thane's here back from Boston, ready to face the truth. The crowd's a wall of noise, locals shout, horns blare, but loneliness that ache, 25% of us over 65, no fades as I see my family. Maris stands by afloat, her silver hair catching sunlight, eyes nervous but warm. Leora's beside her, her nurse's calm steady, the ribbon she gave me pinned to my jacket. Thane, 35, in a crisp shirt, looks wary, his lawyer's poise masking guilt. The parade's chaos mirrors my tension. The situation in this SCQA arc, our families fractured, and truth's our only bridge. Dialogue is the solution I trust, but confrontation's a rocky path. Thane. I call, voice rough, stepping forward. The crowd's eyes dart, sensing drama. You knew. Why didn't you tell me? My fists clench, the complication sharp, his silence. Maris's secret years of lies. Thane meets my gaze, jaw tight, and the parade's noise swells, horns amplifying the stakes. Dad? He says, voice low. I found out at 20. Mom begged me to stay quiet. She said it'd break you. I thought I was protecting you. His words raw in this dialogue spark tension, but there's truth in them, a plea for understanding. I shake my head, the letters wait in my pocket. Thane's loyalty now a wound and a gift. Protecting me, I snap, voice rising. You let me live a lie. The crowd hushes, locals leaning in, but Maris steps closer, her hand on Thane's arm. Eldrick, please, she says, voice trembling. He did it for you, for us. Her eyes wet with guilt. Seek mine, and I see her sacrifice again her love for our family bonds. Leora cuts in firm. Dad, we're here now. Let's talk, not fight. Her voice steady pulls me back, and I nod, the question forming. Can we heal this rift? Thane steps forward, his face open, vulnerable. I'm sorry, Dad, he says, voice breaking. I stayed away to keep the peace, but I missed you. You're my father always. His apology, raw and real, cracks my defense's relief, flooding in, the answer we need. Family bonds. The value I hold, pulse strong, and I feel the crowd's eyes, their cheers fading to a hum. I missed you too. Son, I say, voice thick, and pull him into a hug, my arms tight around his shoulders. Maris joins her tears wet on my cheek. Then Leora, her laugh, a spark of joy. The action of our embrace. A signature moment unfolds amid the parade's cheers, locals clapping as if we're part of the show. The float beside us, draped in nets, sways, and I feel anchored, the tension melting into relief, a roller coaster's end. Positive justice, truth, healing us, guides this moment, a lesson hard won. Leora pulls back, smiling. I've been helping Mrs. Carter's family, she says, voice soft. The community stepped up after her passing. It's like this, us together. Her caregiving stress, a subplot thread, mirrors our reunion, showing family and community heal loneliness. The parade's horns fade, and I look at my family, their faces lit by hope. We're not done talking. I say dialogue, our path forward, but we're here. Maris squeezes my hand. Thane nods, and Leora's ribbon glints a promise kept. Truth heals when we face it. I reflect, my heart lighter with relief. Family bonds endure, a value seniors cherish, knowing love outlasts pain. Loneliness lifts the festival's joy, now mine. But a question lingers, a cliffhanger. Will I find peace whole again? I hold my family close, the parade's floats rolling on, ready for what's next. The Maine Lobster Festival is a quiet hum now, its fervor giving way to dawn's hush. It's August 3, 2025, and Rockland's harbor glows under a pale sky. Lobster boats bobbing gently in the tide, their hulls a testament to Maine's calm endurance. I'm Eldrick 62, standing on a weathered dock, the sea's breath cool against my face. Yesterday's confrontation. Thane's apology, our family's embrace amid the parade, lifted a weight, but a deeper truth stirs one I've avoided. Maris's confession. Thane's loyalty and Leora's hope have shown their love. But my role in our pain, my absences, haunts me. The festival's end looms tonight, and I need clarity alone. The harbor's serene gulls glide, their cries soft, and the air carries salt and kelp, a balm for my raw heart. Lobster boats rock their ropes, creaking a rhythm as old as my life here. Loneliness, a shadow for 25% of us over 65, lingers, but it's my own making I face now. Maris's affair, born of her loneliness, wasn't just her fault. My weeks at sea left her adrift. Thane's silence, Maris's secret, Leora's distance. They're threads in a net I helped weave. The dock's planks creak under my boots, and I pause, the silent scene unfolding as I gaze at the horizon, a signature moment of reckoning. How blind was I? My inner monologue spills a tide of guilt. I sailed out, chasing halls, leaving Maris to the empty cottage, her smile fading. She wrote, come home, but I stayed gone, thinking fish meant more than her heart. Sadness grips me, the unacknowledged sacrifice my years of work meant to provide cost. Her love cost us trust. I pushed her to that summer worker to her mistake. The twist hits hard, my absences, the root of her loneliness, a truth I've dodged. Seniors know this sting, sacrificing for family only to see it hurt them, your legacy tarnished by your own hand. I sink to the dock's edge, my hands gripping the rough wood, the sea's lap, a quiet witness. I was the fool, not her. I think the word she flung at me now mine. A memory surfaces, 1988. Maris alone, with baby Thane. Her eyes hollow as I boarded my boat. I saw her pain, but sailed anyway, my duty to provide blinding me. What did I miss? My chest tightens, sadness for her, loneliness for my part in it, heavy as a storm anchor. Hope flickers through a faint star, forgiving myself might free me, a solution born of self-focus. The harbor's calm holds me, lobster boats, swaying like old friends. I think of Leora's ribbon, Maris's photo, Thane's hug, family bonds frayed but strong, urging me to heal. Can I forgive myself? The cliffhanger lingers, a hook in my heart. The festival's distant music, a soft echo, reminds me tonight's closing ceremony awaits our chance to end whole. I stand the dock steady under me and breathe deep the sea's salt, a promise of renewal. Self-forgiveness is my path. I reflect hope, rising like the tide. Family bonds endure, a value seniors cherish, and my mistakes don't erase them. Compassion for Maris taught me to see her pain. Now I see mine, a step toward peace. The harbor's quiet strength mirrors my own, and I'm ready for tonight to face my family, myself, with truth. The boat's nod, mains calm, a guide, and I walk on lighter for it. The main lobster festival closes under a velvet sky, Rockland's harbor aglow with starlight and lantern warmth. It's August 3rd, 2025. Night, and the festival's final feast unfolds. Tables stretch along the waterfront, piled with steaming lobster corn, and clams, a main tradition that draws the town together. I'm Eldrick, 62, standing by a table. The seas murmur a soft hymn. The truth. Thane and Leora aren't mine, once broke me, but Maris's sacrifice, Thane's loyalty, Leora's hope, and my own fault, seen at dawn, have woven us back together. Our parade embrace yesterday was a start, and tonight we seal it whole again. The harbor's alive, locals laugh, sharing lobster shells, their voices mingling with a fiddler's farewell tune. Lanterns sway, casting golden pools on the gravel, and the air's rich with butter and salt. Loneliness, that shadow 25% of us over 65 know is gone, burned away by family. Maris is beside me, her silver hair glowing, her smile bright again, a motif repetition, lighting my heart. Thane, 35. Cracks a lobster claw, his grin easy. Leora, 32, pours cider, her laughter a spark. The festival's end is our beginning, hope, my anchor tonight. We sit plates heaped, and Maris raises her glass. To us, she says, voice warm, together, no matter what. Her eyes meet mine, love steady, and I nod, hope swelling. To family I add my voice thick, lifting my glass. Thane and Leora join their glasses, clinking, a signature moment under the stars, a toast to family bonds, the lesson we've earned. The action unfolds, laughter erupts, as Thane flicks a lobster shell at Leora, her mock outrage sparking more. We toss shells giggling like kids, the table a mess of joy reconciliation, our solution complete and real. Remember 95. Thane says, grinning. Dad, you dropped a lobster in the sand, swore it was alive. I chuckle, the memory vivid us at this festival, whole, then whole now. Still blame the wind, I say, winking. Maris squeezes my hand. Her smile radiant, the motif of her joy tying our past to this moment. Compassion flows, her sacrifice my absences. Thane's silence, Lyora's care, we've seen each other's hearts, and it's enough. Leora leans in, voice soft. Mrs. Carter's family sent flowers today, she says. The town's support, it's like us holding each other up. Her caregiving stress eased by community mirrors, our healing a subplot thread tying us to Rockland. I nod proud, and Thane adds, I'm staying closer now, Dad. No more distance. His promise of balm seals our unity. I pull out my phone, the festival app finally working my tech struggle. A light subplot ends with a grin. Look at me, modern man, I say, snapping a photo of us, the screen bright with our smiles. Leora laughs, Maris leans into me, and Thane raises another glass. The crowd around us cheers, sharing our joy, the festival's warmth now ours. Emotions shift from hope to joy, a roller coaster's peak, the climax of our story. Family bonds endure. I reflect my heart full. Compassion, seeing each other's flaws, binds us a value seniors cherish, knowing love outlasts pain. The sea whispers, the stars shine, and I'm home, no cliffhanger left, just peace. I journal later, pen scratching hope in every word, ready for tomorrow together. Share your family story, I'd say to you watching, because these bonds, this joy are worth it.